Good morning, student. Today we continue our chapter number 8, controlling. In previous video we discussed about controlling and its importance. As we know, controlling is the last steps of management. In management we have 5 functions: POS, DC and C, that is the controlling. Whatever we decided in the planning, we organize the resources, recruited the staff and direct them according to our wish so that the organizational objective can be achieved. Controlling is that function of management that help us to identify that the actual performance is according to the predetermined standard or not. This function is held in the controlling function. But despite all of these, this function has some limitations. Let's take the first limitation: difficulty in setting quantitative standards. That means we have to identify the quality, but if we take the priority to the quality, so somewhere we have to be give the compromise with their quantity. Controlling system loses some of its effectiveness when standard cannot be defined in quantitative terms. Yes, if we are फटाफट कोई काम करते हैं तो कहीं ना कहीं उसकी या तो क्वालिटी कॉम्प्रोमाइज हो जाएगी तो क्वांटिटी मेंटेन होगी. इफ यू वांट टू मेंटेन द क्वालिटी तो फिर वहाँ पर क्वांटिटी. टेक एन एग्जांपल ऑफ एग्जामिनेशन. आपका मेन मोटिव रहता है कि मेरी हैंड राइटिंग बिल्कुल साफ रहे, लेकिन हैंड राइटिंग साफ रखने के चक्कर में आप देखते हैं कि आपके तो 2.5 घंटे बीत गए. अब देयर आर ओनली 30 मिनट्स एंड यू हैव टू अटेम्प्ट 2 लॉन्ग क्वेश्चंस. तब आप अपनी स्पीड क्या करते हैं? बिल्कुल फास्ट. यू हैव टू बी राइट फास्ट. लेकिन वहां पर क्या होता है कि जो आपके शुरू के 10 से 15 पेजेस में जो आपकी राइटिंग आई थी वो आप लास्ट 2 क्वेश्चंस में मेंटेन नहीं कर पाते, बिकॉज यू हैव टू मेन क्वांटिटी. अब क्वालिटी और क्वांटिटी को मेंटेन करना कहीं कभार मुश्किल हो जाता है. सो दिस मेक्स मेजरमेंट ऑफ परफॉर्मेंस एंड द कंपैरिजन विद स्टैंडर्ड इन डिफिकल्ट टास्क, एम्प्लॉय मोरल, जॉब सेटिस्फैक्शन and human behavior as such area where this problem may arise. Little control on external forces. अब कहीं कभार हमारा रहता है कि कंट्रोलिंग का मेरा प्लानिंग में डिसाइड करा था कि कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन दैट विल नॉट बी हाई to 100 rupees, but despite of monetary policies by the government they raises the tax rate which is not in my control. अब वहाँ पर क्या होगा? प्रोडक्शन प्रोसेस महंगा हो जाएगा क्योंकि taxes is the external factor. If government increase the taxes, then it will affect my production cycle also. But in planning, I decided that my controlling will not cost more than 1 lakh rupees, and the government increases the loan amount, increases the tax amount, increases the interest rate, then it will affect the production process. Resistance from employees. Controlling is an often resistance by employees. They see its restrictions on their freedom. For instances, the employees might object when they might under the strict watch with the help of closed circuit television, that is CCTV. अगर किसी भी तरीके से हम कुछ कंट्रोल करने की कोशिश करते हैं अपने एम्प्लॉयज़ को तो दैट विल बी इफेक्टिव, और कहीं कभार दे आर अपोजिंग टू द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस बिकॉज दे कंसिडर्ड इट दैट दिस इज रिस्ट्रिक्ट देयर फ्रीडम. Costly affairs. Yes, controlling is a costly process. It involves a lot of expenditure, time and effort of an employee. A small enterprise can't afford to install an expensive control system. It cannot justify the expense involved. Manager installing and operating control system should be benefit derived from it. Okay, these are 4 limitations. The first is difficulty in setting qualitative standard, little control over external forces, and resistance from employees, and costly affair. The next topic that we discuss today is relationship between planning and controlling. To understand this topic thoroughly, I will draw a flow chart. Look at this. First of all, we have to be plan because it is a primary function of management. Planning, after planning of an action, we implement them. And after implementing, when the production process is there, there is a process that is called controlling. That is called process may go on. Okay, as you know that controlling is a continuous process. When we plan something, we implement the plan. Implement, that means we are starting working on it, and with the help of controlling we found out the deviation. अब डेविएशन का मतलब का आना, डेविएशन से दो आंसर आएंगे, या तो आंसर आएगा डेविएशन इज नो, नो डेविएशन, तो प्रोसेस मस्ट गो ऑन. एंड द प्रोसेस मस्ट गो ऑन, नो डेविएशन. डेविएशन क्या होती है? कोई भी मिस्टेक, कोई भी एरर अगर इसमें आ रही है तो प्रोसेस में मस्ट गो ऑन. ओके, इफ द आंसर्स कम यस, deviation is yes. Deviation, that means any changes is there. अगर deviation आते हैं we have to be take the corrective action. And again implement the plan. This is the flow chart of relationship between planning and controlling. If deviation is there, yes, deviation में answer मेरा yes आता है. Yes, in controlling some deviations are there. We have to be make changes in the plan whatever we decided in the past. Then we take its corrective action. Then again the plan is again implemented. That will be corrected. Okay. So this way is called relationship between planning and controlling. Look at the book, how we can explain it in theory. Planning and controlling are inseparable twins of management. इन दोनों को अलग नहीं किया जा सकता. Inseparable, a system of control proposes of existence of certain standard. These standard of performance which serve as the basis of controlling and are provided by the planning. Once a plan become operational, controlling is necessary to monitor the progress. We have to be check out that quality and the quantity both maintained. Effectiveness and efficiency must be there because this is the twin of management. Controlling is blind without planning. If the standard are not set in advance, manager have nothing to control. When there is no plan, there is no controlling. Planning is clearly prerequisite of controlling. Is utterly foolish to think that controlling could be accomplished without planning. If you think that, because they both are complementary to each other, we can't separate planning to controlling and controlling to planning. Planning means forward looking and controlling means whatever we make the mistakes in the past, we have to be improved in the planning process. Planning is basically intellectual process involve thinking, circulation, analysis to discover the action for achieving objectives. Controlling on the other hand checks whether the decision have been translated into a desired action. Planning is thus perspective whereas controlling is evaluative. It is often said that planning is the looking ahead. अभी जैसे बताया planning is a looking ahead कि future plans होते हैं, and controlling take the experience from the past, whatever the mistakes has been made by the manager, they have to be improved in the other cycle of production. On the contrary, controlling is like postmortem of the past activities, that we have to analyze the situation. And the standards in that sense, controlling is a backward looking, and it should be understand because we take the experience from the past, and a corrective action initiated by control function aim to improve the future performance. Thus, planning and controlling are both backward looking as well as forward looking process. And in the conclusion, we have to be write down planning and controlling are interrelated and in fact reinforce each other, because planning based on facts make controlling easier and effective. And the second point is controlling improves future planning by providing information derived from the past experience. This is the 2 points that you have to be included in your conclusion. So in this way, we completed the 2 topics today: limitation of controlling and relationship between planning and controlling. The topic relationship between planning and controlling is important to your examination point of view. You have to be write down it with the flow chart. So this is the topic of today. Bye bye.